Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
Yeah, what's going down, sports fans? It is your boy Marley Bets on the live episode of Brothas N Bets College Basketball Edition. Right now, I got a familiar face back on the scene. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Welcome to the college show, Mr. Flat Top.
Thank you, sir. I've missed you guys, you and the coach. I've seen you guys been killing it with your locks of the days and stuff, and just glad that I can get a rotation.
Coach is laughing at us. Why are you laughing at us, Coach? My bad, Flat Top. Go ahead.
No, but just glad to be back, and this is probably one of my favorite times of the year with everything going on with college basketball. Now you got the NBA, and it's ready to win some money, man.
Yeah, man.
To be made.
Yeah, I can finally. One second, make sure my beer don't overflow. I can finally kick back and get into NBA now that NFL only got the Super Bowl left. College is over, so we've already been into college basketball. Now I can finally dive into the NBA. So that show will be coming up soon. But we're already at 5:00. Games are already getting ready to tip off. We just got off work. Oh, well, I just got off work. I think you probably about to head in. So let's jump right on into it. First game on today's docket is we're starting off with Kansas. They're going on the road. You know what? I didn't put the numbers in, the lines. Let me do that as we're talking. So we're going to go with Kansas. They're going on the road to take on Iowa State. I don't know how I did that. Just wasting time. Give me 1 second, guys. Work with me. I'm doing it with our coach today. He normally one that does all this crap. And so I'm behind a little bit, apparently. Give me a second. Pulling up the lines right now. Kansas. All right. Lines at 1.5. There we go. Plus 1.5. And the total is at 136. Bam. All right. Now we're back on track. All right, so we got Kansas. They're going on the road after coming off I won't say embarrassing, but a tough loss at home to Kentucky. They're going on the road to take on Iowa State. The line is at plus 1.5. The total is at 136. Let me jump into some of these actual factuals for you guys real quick. We're going to start with Kansas. They are 1-6 ATS in their last 7 games, 13-2 straight up in their last 15 games. 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games against Iowa State. 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games against Iowa State. 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games on the road. 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games this season. 1-5 ATS in their last 6 games against an opponent from the Big 12 Conference, which Iowa State is. 6-0-1 ATS in their last 7 games in February, and the total has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games when playing on the road against Iowa State. Iowa State, they're 12-6 ATS in their last 18 games, 15-5 straight up in their last 20 games, 12-2 straight up in their last 14 games at home. The total, it's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games when playing at home against Kansas. They're 4-2 ATS in their last 6 games this season, 3-17 straight up in their last 20 games against an opponent in the Big 12 Conference. That is awful. And the total has gone over in 10 of Iowa State's last 15 games in the month of February. The injury report, White, he's been out for the season. This is for Kansas. And Clements is out indefinitely. I think he's been out. But the big injury is Agbaji, the big man, the guard, He's quarantining. He's out. It just says out till Tuesday. For Iowa State, you got Walker. He's out with an illness. Other than that, everybody is healthy. Flat Top, take it away. Tell the people, who do you have, sir?
Did I hear you said that Kansas's guard is out?
Yes. Abaji. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering his name, but he's the guy.
Their main guard, the one who's
Right.
leading them in points and rebounds, is out.
Well, yeah, Agaji. He's gone. He's not playing.
Well, that kind of changes a little bit. I was thinking. I was originally wondering why it was only 1.5 because
That's
Kansas
exactly
has been
why.
pretty good. Has been pretty good on the road. They've only lost one away game. They're dominating Big 12, the conference as usual. But it doesn't change my pick. It just gives me a little bit more to think about. I think this is a really good Kansas team. They got into, battle with Kentucky. They've had some pretty exciting games with some double overtime. The guard is a really big part of what they're doing, but their second guard down that line is actually pretty good as well. He's averaging close to 15 points per game. They're always well coached with Bill Self. Iowa State's scrappy. They've been winning some pretty tough games. Big 12 is just a really good conference, but I think Kansas is going to be a little bit too much for them. Since it's only 1.5, I'm not going to mess with the points. I'm just going to take them money line to get it done.
All right. Flat Top is on Kansas money line. So I kind of wish that game with Kentucky was a little bit closer. Because they're kind of fucking up the line right now. Because I really like Iowa State here, and that's going to be my play on the money line. Even with Ajabi, I'm going to get his name right. Even with him playing, I like this Iowa State team at home. Kansas definitely is the more talented team and probably the better team overall. But Iowa State's playing really good this season. They play really good at home. Should have got a couple more road wins, in my opinion. But I really hate fading Bill Self after that kind of loss. It was embarrassing. I think they lost by like 20 to Kentucky. I think it was like 80 to 60 something. So that worries me. I think Kansas will come out tough first half. But missing Ajabi, that's huge. He is their best player. He is their leader. So with that being said, I'm all over Iowa State money line. I still think it's going to be a tough game. I'm not guaranteeing this is not my lock of the day, not one of my strongest plays on this card, because it's just something about coming off that loss the way they did, knowing who Kansas is and their coach. I mean, they're a really good coach team and they have really good players. And to get embarrassed like that on national television definitely is going to leave a sour taste in their mouth. So I expect them to come out balling. I really think Kansas first half is probably a good play. I'm probably going to jump on it. I'm not going to give that an official. My official play is still going to be Iowa State at home on the money line. Taking my shots, small dog. I think it's like plus 105. So that's where I'm at on that one. Cautionary though, man. Bill Self and coming off a loss like that, I preach caution on this game to anybody that's paying attention right now, for sure.
So you like Iowa State on the money line now? Official play.
Yes, official play is going to be Iowa State on the money line. I've been rocking with this team at home. It's probably my third or fourth time taking them. I think I've won majority of the games. I have to go back and double check, but most of the time I've been riding with Iowa State. Dave kind of held me down. Normally I've taken them with the points though, because they always get like 5 or 6 points. But that's why I kind of wish Ajabi was playing. I get my points because I don't think they're going to win the game, but I do think they cover if they had those points. But with Ajabi being out, I think I have a chance. Early, I'm going to say Kansas in the energy just coming off that loss. But I think once the game settles down and once, the crowd gets into it and everything gets to jumping, I believe Iowa State will come out maybe a 2-point victory, 3-point. I think it'll be a really tight game. But, man, Kansas coming off that loss, it really scares the shit out of me. I think you might be right on this, honestly. But I'm going with my play. I looked at this last night. And this morning, before they announced that Ajabi was out, and I liked Iowa State at home, so I'm gonna ride with it.
Hey, I can see it, man.
Yep. So with that said, let's keep it moving. And the next game that we have on the docket here, we're going back to the well. We took this team Saturday, I believe, and they held us down. Michigan State, I'm speaking out. So let me I should have been doing the lines while you was talking. That's what I should have been doing. So you guys are gonna have to give me 1 second on the lines one more time. Really, really quick. It's Maryland plus 3.5.
Yeah, I was seeing it at 3.5 for Maryland.
And the total is 137.5. All right. Back on it. All right. So we got Michigan State. They're going on the road after a great home win against their rival Michigan at home, blowout city. Saturday. They're taking on Maryland, who's been kind of like, in my opinion, a little up and downy. For a Maryland team that normally has high expectations coming into the season. Let me get to the actual factuals real quick. And Michigan State, where are you? There we go. All right. So, like I said earlier, the line is at Michigan Sparty. They're going on the road to take on the Terrapins. The line is at 3.5. The total is at 137.5. Let me jump into some of these actual factuals. We're going to start with Michigan State. They're 11-2 straight up in their last 13 games. 5-0 ATS in their last 5 games on the road. 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games this season. 7-2 straight up in their last 9 games against an opponent from the Big Ten Conference. They're 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games played on a Tuesday, and the total has gone over in 7 of Michigan State's last 9 games when they're playing as the favorite. Maryland, they're 3-6 straight up in their last 9 games. 2-8 ATS in their last 10 games at home. 3-8 straight up in their last 11 games against an opponent from the Big Ten Conference. They're 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games played in February. Today's only the second. 2-10 ATS in their last 12 games played on a Tuesday, and the total has gone under in 7 of their last 10 games when playing at home on set Tuesdays. Flat top, Michigan State on the road, minus 3.5. Totals at 137.5. Tell the people what you got.
I actually love this line. I'm going Michigan State to cover. They just the way they put it on Michigan at home and how they fought. I think they were at Illinois. They were playing them. It was a hard-fought game. They actually had a chance to tie it up at the line, and they had some free throw shooting. This is a good Michigan State team. They've gotten it done on the road as far as covering and doing what they need to do. It's very talented, well-coached. I've just seen Maryland's been up and down. They've had some good victories because the Big Ten is a pretty tough division, but I haven't seen anything from Maryland that suggests that it should be 3.5. I think they're much better than the 3.5, and I will take the 3.5 gladly for Michigan State. They should get that. So that's all I'm going to say for Sparty.
All right. What's up, Twan? I see you back in the building. What's going down, fam? So Flat Top is on Sparty. You said minus the 3.5?
Yeah,
or
minus 3.5.
Minus the 3.5. All right, sir. All right. I'm right there with you, my good brother. Especially the way they held me down. Oh shit, got me fucking up. Especially the way they held me down first half and full game last week. I'm all over Michigan State here. I just haven't been impressed with I'm trying to put the games in. I just haven't been impressed with Maryland throughout this season. Michigan State, obviously. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm doing a lot of flipping back and forth. Let me get to my notes. Sparty's just been playing good basketball as of late. 7-2 in conference in the Big Ten. Meanwhile, Maryland is only 3-7. As long as they come with the defense, and I think hold Maryland under 70. I think they'll win. Maryland has a hard time scoring. Even though they put up 81 against Illinois, that's a rarity. If you look at their last 5 games, 55, 68, and then you got the 81 with Illinois, then 64 to Michigan, and 59 to Rutgers. Rutgers plays good defense, by the way. So I think the magic number is 70. And I think if they hold them under 70, they easily win this game. They've won 3 out of their last 5. I don't like out of their last 5. They do. I hate betting on teams when they do the win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, and their last game is a win. And then I'm betting on them. That shit kind of pisses me off. But I don't see Maryland keeping this game that close. I think that Sparty is the more talented team. I think they're the better coach team, and I think right now they're playing better basketball just all the way around. So I'm all over Sparty here. We're going to depend on my guy Ayala. I don't know if I be saying his name right.
Yeah.
Ayala, 15.8 points a game. He's their leading scorer right now. So we're going to rock with that on the road. I'm just really fond of Michigan right now. They've been playing great basketball, like I said earlier. And the Terrapins are down right now. They're only 11-10 for the season. I mentioned earlier they're 3-7 in conference. So I don't even know what they're playing for. I guess, being in the Big Ten, you'll always have a chance because the comp is going to be there. So it's not like they're out of the tournament just yet. Still can win a conference tournament and get in. So, but I'm not feeling what Maryland has going, what they have going on right now. If I'm not mistaken, they've lost 3 out of their last 5 with one of those wins in Illinois. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I think the big guy for Illinois was Isaac Claiborne.
Yeah, I think it's Claiborne.
Yeah, he was out that game. So they're a completely different team without him in the lineup. So looks like we're both on Sparty here. 2 more games on the docket. Y'all be sure to like, comment, subscribe. See his Brothas N Bets. I am Marley Bets. That is Flat Top. 2 games left on the docket. I'll save that one for last. Let's do this one next. Next game we got on the docket today, Texas Longhorns going on to take on Texas Tech Red Raiders. Talking Texas, we're talking Big 12, which is actually, in my opinion, one of the better conferences in college basketball the last couple of years. The Big 12 has come a long fucking way, including the SEC. Fucking dominating all around here in the South. Anyway, let's get to these actual factuals, bust down some of these numbers. The line opened up at Texas as a road dog. Texas Tech is the favorite, -4.5. The total is a very, very, very low 122.5. That's Texas plays some pretty good goddamn defense, even though I'll save that for my little soliloquy when I go. Let's look at some of these actual factuals and bust down the injury report really quick. And keep in mind that, if I'm not mistaken, Texas Tech head coach used to be Texas's head coach. I think. Could be wrong. Texas, 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games. 15-4 straight up in their last 19 games. They're 2-5 ATS in their last 7 games against Texas Tech, however, and 2-7 straight up in their last 9 games against Texas Tech. They're 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games when playing on the road against Texas Tech. 2-5 ATS in their last 7 games. 10-3 straight up in their last 13 games against an opponent from the Big 12. The total has gone over in 5 of their last 7 games on the road. And that's it. Texas Tech, they're 8-1 ATS in their last 9 games. 15-5 straight up in their last 20 games. 5-0 ATS in their last 5 games at home. 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games when playing at home against Texas. 9-2 ATS in their last 11 games this season. Total's gone over in 4 of Tech's last 5 games against an opponent from the Big 12. Over in 12 of Texas Tech's last 18 games in February, and they're 8-0 straight up in their last 8 games played on a Tuesday. Texas has no injuries to report. Texas Tech, Shannon Jr., he's questionable. Agbo, the guard, he's questionable. Calhoun, he's questionable. They're both in quarantine, so I'm assuming they're waiting on positive tests. And Allen, the forward, his personal reason, he is questionable. flat top. Texas on the road against Texas Tech. What you got for me?
So for this one, it's both two pretty good teams. I expect a lot of defense to be played. They both like a lot of ball control, smart shots. So I can see why it's 122.5. Texas Tech actually has not lost a game at home this year. They're perfect 12-0. But this is a very good Texas team, a healthy Texas team, hungry Texas team. They just beat Tennessee in that matchup, a very good Tennessee team. I ultimately think Tech is going to end up winning, but just because it's the better bet, I think Texas is going to cover this 4.5. I think just the way they play, I expect it to be neck and neck throughout the entire game. And so for me, while I do think Tech's going to win, the payout's better. Texas on the cover. And I think Texas actually has a chance to win. I think that they have the talent. I think they're just trying to prove that they're one of those top teams in the Big 12. So for me, Texas plus the 4.5. I just think it's too many points for Tech. I think this comes down to last shot or some free throws so Texas to cover.
Okay. Hold on. I got you. Texas plus the 4.5. All right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm on Texas Tech first half money line. I think it's at 3, probably at 2.5, but I'm gonna money line that first half. They're gonna come out pumped. If I'm not mistaken, Texas Tech, when they pulled up at Texas, they wouldn't even let the bus in, and the people were flipping off Tech. So when they come back to Lubbock here, I think it's gonna be fireworks. I think they're gonna be pissed. I think they're gonna be just because. And then you got the coach. Texas Tech head coach used to be at Texas, so you got that factored in. And Texas Tech is at home. There is listen, people. I was born in Lubbock, Texas. I got nothing but family out there. Go back a couple summers, couple breaks out the year. Absolutely nothing to do in Lubbock. It's absolutely nothing. So guess where everybody's going to be at the game? This is going to be a rowdy and loud crowd. I expect Texas Tech to feast off that energy that's going to be circulating in that building. I expect Williams and McCullough for Texas Tech to shine today, excuse me. I expect them to shine today and go off for college guys. It's not like they're going to go off at 30, but I think we can get McCullough in the teens, and he only averages 10, but I think he can get to the teens tonight, and hopefully Williams, the other forward for Texas, he can get closer to 20. He averages 13 and a half a game. Hopefully we can get him closer to 20 and get McCullough closer to the higher double digits. I'm also going to take the over on this game. I agree with you. Both teams are really good defensively, especially Texas. It's going to be a slow game, but 122, that is so low. We're talking like 63, 64, we're good. Yeah. Upper 60s, we're good. I don't see why we can't get there. That is incredibly. That honestly, to me, in my opinion, might be the safest play. All of Texas Tech's last 5 games have went over except one. And in Texas' case, I think all but 2 in their last 5. So I'm going to take, even though these are 2 really, really good defensive teams.
Yeah, but that Tennessee game was 52-51. I don't think that's what it's going to be. It's rivalry, but
right.
That is low.
I don't think it's going to be that low. I think it might be close. I think we get like a 63, 65, maybe 60 to 65. I think we're going to get low 60s. I mean, it's going to be a really slow game. It's going to be a really slow game. Both teams are going to play really good defense. I just personally think that it's just too low.
I
And
agree. I like this all the way up
Texas,
to like 130.
outside of that TCU win, Texas sucks on the road. They don't do shit on the road. I know they beat TCU a couple days ago at home, but that's TCU. Texas Tech is a completely different monster, and I took TCU that game just because they suck on the road. Texas' problem is they don't have a fucking score. Who do they have that you say, hey, we need a bucket? Go get us one. Allen is averaging 11.8 points a game, and he's their leading scorer at 11. So it's like they
They're
have to
spreading
play
the ball,
defense.
spreading the ball.
Oh, okay. That yeah. Sounds like somebody with money on Texas would say.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be glued in on this game, probably because I'm a Texas boy. Well, honestly, it depends on what time that game starts because this next game is my squad right now. This is my lock of the day. I'll go ahead and jump on this one first. Flat top, my good brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me pull up the actual factuals. However, and Texas, North Carolina. There we go. North Carolina. They're going on the road to take on Louisville, who I won't say just lost their coach, but this is their second game without their coach. The line is at 3.5. The total is at 145.5. And let's look at these actual factuals. Well, the injury report for North Carolina, you got the guard Harris. He's been out for the season. Garcia, he's out indefinitely as personal reasons. And I think Johnson's been out for the season with a hip as well. For Louisville, you just got Wisner. And I think he's been out with a hand industry with a hand injury. North Carolina, let's look at the actual factuals. They're 12-4 straight up in their last 16 games. 5-2 ATS in their last 7 games against Louisville. 5-2 straight up in their last 7 games against Louisville. 4-13 ATS in their last 17 games on the road, however. 5-2 straight up in their last 7 games this season. 10-4 straight up in their last 14 games against an opponent in the ACC conference, and the total has gone over in 4 of North Carolina's last 5 games when playing on the road against Louisville, but over in 8 of their last 12 games in the month of February. All of that's last year. Louisville, they're 1-7 in their last 8 games, 1-6 straight up in their last 7 games. Total has gone under in 5 of their last 6, under in 7 of their last 10 against North Carolina, and they're 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games at home. 1-7 ATS in their last 8 games against an opponent from the ACC. 5-2 straight up in their last 7 games in the month of February. 7-0 straight up in their last 7 games played on a Tuesday. So I told Flat Top I'll take this one first. And if it hasn't been clear already by how I've been talking and how I sound, I am all over the Tar Heels here. I'm giving up the -3.5. This is my personal lock of the day. I think they cover this game easily. There is too many things going on in Louisville with their coach being fired, and it's just too much turmoil right now. And they're not playing good basketball. They've won 1 out of the last 5 with losses to Duke, Virginia, Notre Dame, and Pitt in their lone win out of the 5s coming over Boston College. Meanwhile, North Carolina's on a 3-game winning streak. Pretty much blowing out their last 3 opponents. The BC's not that very good, but North Carolina State, I think, is a very decent team. And you got a good win over Virginia Tech after coming off 2 back-to-back losses to Miami and Wake on the road. So they won 3 games at home. I know for some strange reason, Roy Williams. There we go. Is it Roy Williams? That's not the coach. Who's the fucking coach in North Carolina? I don't know. For some reason, my mind went blank right now, but I know he has to be preaching road wins right now. After losing their last 2 road wins, then you get 3 straight home victories, and now we're back on the road. So I just think it's just too much for Maryland to take care of 16 points a game, leading the team in points, leading the team in rebounds at 12 points a game. He's literally a walking double-double, and I expect that to continue. For Maryland, is it Malik Williams? Yeah, Malik Williams. He's only averaging 10 points a game, and he is the leading scorer for Louisville. They can't score, and they're going to have to score against this North Carolina team, who's been, like I said, the last 3 games been balling. I think they put up 100 on North Carolina State, only 54 at Boston, 58 at Boston College. They got an 11-point victory, and then 78 against Virginia Tech. They're not the best defensive team. They give up 70 points, but they average 78. Meanwhile, Louisville is only scores 68, but they give up 68. So definitely, I always look at point differential when it comes to teams. So that being said, I got the Tar Heels. That's my lock of the day. And that's all I got to say about that.
I am right there with you, man. I think it's just going to be too much sauce for Louisville. North Carolina, the way they've been playing, they're really hitting their stride offensively. They're just going on a tear. And who does Louisville really have to keep up and match them? I know they're at home. I know that in recent years, they've been pretty tough. I mean, you look at all the success of Louisville, but North Carolina is definitely trending up. They're hitting their stride, and I just don't think I can say the same thing about Louisville.
Oh, no, you can't. I'll say it for you.
Still figuring it out. So 3.5 is way too good to pass up. I would 100% consider this like a personal lock of the day, a gift from the betting gods. So jump on North Carolina to cover that. I think it should be super easy with what they've been doing. And I really believe that this team doesn't even need to bring their A game to do that. If they've just been doing what they've been doing this past 5 games, they should beat Louisville. So that's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah. I agree. So those are the 4 games we got for today. Excuse me, sir. I'm doing a show. Those are the 4 games we got on today's docket. Do a quick recap. Flat top. He has Kansas money line, Michigan State -3.5, Texas +4.5, and North Carolina. That should be -3.5.
Yeah, definitely -3.5. If you can get them plus points.
They were plus money. If you can do that, somebody point me in the direction of that goddamn book. Me myself, I have Iowa State money line. That's just so tricky. Michigan State -3.5. Texas Tech first half money line. Texas Tech -4.5 full game. And that also should be the over 122.5.
There we go.
Got that fixed up for you. Let me add this over as an official play. And over 122.5. All right. Okay. Iowa State money line, Michigan State -3.5, Texas Tech first half money line, Texas Tech full game -4.5, and the over 122.5. And the lock of the day is North Carolina -3.5. Flat top. Do you have any NBA plays for the people today?
Not necessarily. This is a little bit last minute. I normally would have like something for the people, maybe one of the mid-major conferences of teams that you should probably be looking out. Come back to me in like 30 seconds. I can check.
Yeah. I mean, don't give out nothing, last minute.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm gonna hold off this time. I'll have a list.
Don't do a rush play.
It's
only like 5 games out here on the docket anyway. So I have 1 play, maybe 2. going to be dependent upon the injury report. So I do have the Heat on the money line. I expect Jimmy Butler and PJ Tucker to be back tonight. They didn't play against Boston last night, and this is a revenge game. They're going up against the Raptors. They just lost to the Raptors in that triple overtime at home. What was that? 2-3 days ago, a week ago, sometime last week. It's over the weekend, I believe. So I'm going to take the Heat on the money line. They're playing the Raptors. And the second look I have for you guys is this is depending upon Jokic. Will be the Nuggets plus the 4.5. It looks like it's changed to 3. But this is definitely depending on if Jokic is in the lineup tonight. If Jokic is in the lineup, I'll take the points, even though back to back. Nuggets have been balling here lately. We saw what Jokic did against the Bucks and Giannis last night, coming off a back-to-back. And on the Heat game, both teams are coming off back-to-back, so don't worry about the back-to-back situation in Miami. And both of these teams are normally pretty good in back-to-back situations. Yo, what's up, James? What's going down, my brother? Wrapping up the college show, man. Going over the NBA plays. Don't got much for you, James. I got the Heat, revenge game, money line. And if Jokic is playing, I'm on the Nuggets. Keep an eye on the injury report, even though they're coming off a back-to-back with the points. I'm not a believer in Minnesota, even though they've been playing well, actually, as of late. But I don't think Karl Anthony Towns gets that triple-double. Plays for the night. I'll recap the college plays real quick for you. I got you. Give me 1 second. I got you too, Flat Top. I see it. So we're about to get ready to get out of here, Flat Top. You good? All right, James. Flat Top. He likes Kansas money line, Michigan State minus 3.5, Texas plus 4.5, North Carolina minus the 3.5. For myself, I'm on Iowa State money line, Michigan State minus the 3.5, Texas Tech first half money line and full game minus the 4.5. Also, the over 122.5, and the lock of the day is North Carolina minus 3.5. And that, my good people, is going to wrap up the NFL. Oh, excuse me, I'm so used to saying NFL. Is going to wrap up the college basketball show for the day. We'll see me and the coach, and maybe Flat Top will see you guys tomorrow. Flat Top, can you hear me? Want to say anything before you get out of here? If you can. I know you said you have some technical difficulties. Maybe he can't say nothing. That being said, y'all already know what it is. Good luck today out there, my good people. Let's cash tonight. Man, you already know. Like I was saying, good luck out there today, people, on your bets. As always, y'all know what we trying to do and what it is. This is Brothas N Bets. I am Marley Bets. That was Flat Top. And like we try to do every goddamn day, let's beat Vegas. And y'all know what? We out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be